All right, kids, welcome to Arc Raiders 1.3.0 update. Don't forget to accept your cookies, kids. We're going to go over the patch notes in total and all the changes that have come to Arc Raiders with this. It's been a week since we stepped into Stellamontes. We have some updates for Esperanza with bug fixing, balance changes, and a little surprise. Balance changes, deadline, new mine. Buy value went from 8,100 up to 15,000 coins. Sell from 3 up to 5. Crafting, it requires now 3 explosive compounds plus 2 arc circuitry. And the trader has 1 available. They're doing this for the purpose that they want you to continue to kill arc to get things like arc circuitry, and also this mine ended up being way more powerful than they initially thought. They are reducing the power cell value. They are also changing launcher ammo in a sense. The buy value, old 10 for 6,000, now it is 6 for 45. The sell value went from 2 to 250. Crafting, it requires previously metal parts and 1 compound explosive. Now it will require 1 arc motion core and 2 crude explosives. Still requiring explosives and metal parts in a sense, just an arc motion core instead. Launcher ammo crafting is available at the workbench without needing a blueprint. Venator. Dev note. The fully upgraded Venator has been overperforming recently, capable of outgunning full squads with close-range weapons. We're retuning the fire rate gained from upgrades to pull down the pacing a bit while still keeping its damage and accuracy intact. This should encourage players to take some more time with their shots rather than mag dumping the poor souls they encounter. The community also rightfully pointed out that the weight of the Venator was inconsistent with the weights of other pistols, so we've corrected that as well. Reduced fire rate gains from 2244 to 60% down to 1326 to 40% as the maximum, and increased weight from 2 to 5 kilograms. Explosive damage. We noticed that explosions dealt damage to more parts than intended, allowing weapons like the Hull Cracker to kill drones too quickly. We've adjusted explosive damage to make it more consistent across the board, and we've rebalanced the damage of the Hull Cracker to account for that change. This will require Hull Cracker shots to need a bit more precision while still dealing good damage to the targeted area. Rebalanced explosion damage against arc for a more consistent experience. Explosions on smaller enemies, e.g. turrets, are largely unaffected. Explosions on large-sized enemies, like the Bastion, will typically deal a little bit less damage. Content, bug fixes. Fixed a bug where Arc could call down reinforcements outside the map. The Shredder will now detect and move more reliably to lure grenades, Shredder movements, and handling update. Slightly reduced turn speed, moving, braking, stiffer suspensions, and more consistent reactions to impact, steadier behavior in combat. You guys probably saw like Shredders moving really, really weird. That was the change for this. They also improved the navigation to prevent them from getting stuck while moving towards players. Reduced volume attenuation for explosion, tinnitus, and concussion effects to improve clarity. Changes on maps, barricades will no longer be placed overlapping your character, preventing clipping through walls and access to locked rooms. So they've reduced one way that we can get into locked rooms, or that exploiters have been. Fixed an issue where players would get stuck inside dam control tower elevator shaft. Fixed an issue where players could get access to the locked room on the control tower without a key. Added collision to staircase and walls and ceilings in the hidden bunker on Spaceport. Fixed an issue where players could enter the wall near the launch tower on Spaceport, preventing unfair ambushes. So they have fixed one wall. I'm not going to show you exploits, but there are still exploits out there that do still allow people to get inside of rooms without needing keys. Bluegate fixed railing props on Bluegate that mistakenly blocked bullets. Shots now pass through them as expected. Stellamontes, they fixed collision issues near the Stellamontes train station that caused players to fall through the terrain. Fixed the location of Stellamontes train station where players could get stuck. Removed 2 player spawns at Stellamontes that were too close to arc spawn areas. Fixed missing visibility collisions on walls in business centers of Stellamontes that allowed shots to pass through. There's actually a couple like walls on Stellamontes you can just walk through. Removing the 2 player spawns is a little interesting. I'm wondering if these were some of the spawns that were also like camped. Like if you get in early, we'll see. Miscellaneous, fixing crashes that occur for various reasons. Movement, improved enemy ground detection to better handle steep surfaces, reducing erratic movement in traveling angled terrains. Weapons, Aphelion. Fixed an issue where Aphelion tracers would become excessively bright at distances, reducing the glare, and the Stitcher corrected stats facing the Stitcher. I don't really know what they meant by the little surprise. Mostly just balance changes. Anyway, that is all the 1.30 updates for Arc Raiders. Some good balance changes. I know a lot of people were very concerned that the Venator is just not going to be a good gun anymore. I'm going to tell you something right now. This gun is still going to trash people. It's still going to trash groups. Look, its TTK before the nerf was like 0.6 seconds if you hit perfect headshots. I think it's like 0.7 or 0.8 seconds now, so it is not much slower, guys. But yeah, what do you think of these changes? Do you like these slow, gradual changes, or would you prefer knee-jerk reactions and they just make the Venator useless till they figure out where it should be? I personally like the slow, gradual changes. I also actually like the changes to crafting to make you want to farm more Arc, because they need to give us reasons to do more PvE activities. All right, guys, that is all your patch notes for 1.3.0. See you next time with the patch notes.